Chris, can you start by maybe talking about Tyler and where he came from and where he got to this year?
Yeah, well, he's number one. He's an exceptional kid, young man. He's one of the best that we've had in terms of just his, how he carries himself on and off the court. How much he cares about his teammates. Just tremendous. Just such little ego for such a talented player. Basketball-wise, he's improved dramatically. I think that, he didn't have a ton of scholarship offers at a high level, and he has really improved dramatically since he's, last year he's the most improved player. I thought this year, you could have made a case for him for that award again, and just terrific. I think that he just needs to improve his consistency, as most players do, especially a little bit younger. But yeah, he's improved dramatically, and all as a result of his hard work and how much he cares.
And Jacobilliard's all-around contribution.
Yeah, Jacob's just a great player. One of the best players to have played at Richmond. To lead, to be the career leader in steals among all of college basketball is amazing. I think is the all-time A10 leader in assists. All those names you'd probably recognize in the top, 5 or 10. Leadership, he's just been a treasure, really, because of his, his sense for the game, and then his ability to impart that knowledge onto his teammates is really an amazing thing.
Could you look forward to the tournament and maybe what your optimism about the Spiders comes from? Improved defense at the end, experience.
Yeah, I would say experience, and then I feel like that we've had very many close losses. I think if you count the Mason game, that's 4 in the last possession of regulation. That's really that could be disheartening. But when you take a step back and prepare for the tournament, you feel like very competitive with a chance to win games. So, and how hard we've worked. We had workouts yesterday, high energy, great focus. Practice today, high energy, great focus. So, I have to judge by that too, by what the guy's mindset is going in, and I feel like it's great. I think that we feel like we're going up there. We'll find out who we play Wednesday, and we'll be ready to play and ready to compete on Thursday evening.
The most experienced Spider is obviously the head coach. And I wonder, over the years, is there something about this tournament that you've learned, that you've adjusted to, or it's pretty much the same deal every year for you?
Well, it's not the same deal. I wouldn't say that. I think in tournament play, it's obviously you have to be as prepared as you can in a general sense. So much of the preparation is specific to the team you're playing for the first 31 games. Mm-hmm. That obviously has to stay the same, but to a degree you have to be prepared in a general sense. For example, how you're going to, you're going to handle a ball screen differently based on the point guard of the other, or the guard on the other team, but how you're going to play, the depth of your bench, if you're going to press, those kinds of things. I think in general there's a preparation with the idea that you're going to be up there and playing multiple days, and so you have to have a little bit of a roadmap there for all the games, no matter who comes up. Now, the better identity you have of yourselves, then you're in a better shape for that. So we have a particular way that we play on offense, but as teams have countered the way we played on offense, what can we do if we play 4 games? What can we do that'll show up in all 4 games, no matter who the opponent is? And I think that's something that we've tried to implement in the last couple of days before focusing on Rhode Island or Duquesne.
Hey, lastly for me, is the ship sailed as far as the A10 getting 4 or 5 or 6 bids, as it did early in the 2000s? Or do you think the addition of Loyola might energize the group and you could return to that, or you just don't get enough opportunities against Power 5 people?
Yeah, but it depends a lot on when you ask me that question. I don't, 2 years ago we were going up to Brooklyn, and Dayton was probably a 1 seed.
Yeah.
We were likely in. If somebody else would have maybe had to win the tournament. I don't remember exactly, right? I don't think there was a third team that was on the bubble. I think we had 6 teams in 2013. Does that sound right?
14.
14.
5 and 13.
5 and 13. So, yeah, I don't think those days are over necessarily, John. But it's gotten harder and harder. I've noticed that, and some research could help this. But I've noticed that some of the RPI numbers that our league has are better than the NET numbers. So the NET, my conclusion would be, that the NET maybe was even giving more value to the high major wins, especially once they get in conference. And Carolina was on the bubble and they win at Duke. Now that's an amazing achievement to win at Duke and all. But that gets them in. Well, what an opportunity to be able to play Duke. Or if it was an odd year or whatever, they would host Duke. So, those schools have so many opportunities. Now they're earning them and they're harder to win, we could probably agree on. But the opportunities to get home games, let's say you had 3 or 4 at home and you're in the Big Ten. Well, geez, I imagine the home winning percentage is pretty high for all across college basketball. The excitement and energy level is high. You just figure you can win some of those games. Whereas, when I talked to Bob, when we went up to GW and we had lost to VCU, didn't play well, and we went and won a road game at GW, and it was good. It was good. But if that was, Virginia Tech lost to their rival, and then go win a road game at Miami or Clemson, I feel like that would bolster their resume more. So that's a long answer to say that it's certainly stacked in the favor of the high major conference teams, proven every year by the number of at-large bids. And the argument would be that they've earned it because they're the highest level teams. But it just seems like there are so many opportunities for them, to improve their positioning.
What is your assessment of this season to this point?
Well, I feel like one, obviously we have games to play here, and we're looking forward to playing. I feel like we put ourselves in position to go and do well in the tournament, and I say that because of, we've competed and we've played, and we've lost a fair amount of really difficult, tough games, which really takes a toll on you. But then again, when you have a chance now to say, okay, well, where are we? I feel like you can gain confidence from the competitiveness and the competitive nature of the group. So, I feel like it's incomplete, and hopefully we can go up here and really prepare well and play great Thursday and give ourselves an opportunity to play Friday and do the same thing over and over.
Is there talk amongst the guys about having to win 4 and 4 to be in the tournament,
Sure.
as opposed to, are we in the conversation
Right.
for an at-large?
For sure. Yeah, no, there's no doubt. That's definitely the, I think, I can't remember what year it was because of the pandemic. I think it was 40 years ago. We played St. Louis in the conference tournament, and, I remember I thought we played really well. We had 6 turnovers in the game, but 2 late, and St. Louis was a 6 seed and went to win the, and you could find examples of that all throughout the country over and over. So, yeah, I think that, it makes it harder for sure. It makes it more difficult, but it has been done. We have good players. If I could point to the one thing we haven't done well enough in our conference is shoot the ball. And so, it's not that we haven't rebounded. It's not that we haven't taken care of the ball. It's something that hopefully in a tournament setting can really improve, or can pop 2 of the games you really needed to. So, yes, I think that they're ready for that, and they understand that, and are embracing that.
You gotta let me to my next question. Like, for you guys to be successful in this tournament, you kind of mentioned it. Perimeter shooting would be the biggest thing.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely one thing that jumps out, and if we're turning the ball over at a really low rate, so that means we're getting 4 or 5 extra possessions every game. That should increase your chances. Our defensive rebounding percentage is good. We turn the other team over far more than we turn the ball over. So there are opportunities to get more possessions. Later in the season, as teams adjust, they're going to take away your strengths, and so the worse that you shoot, the more opportunities you're going to get to shoot, and hopefully, and we'll knock those shots down. And we don't have to jump. We don't have to be a 50% three-point shooting team, but we just need to shoot a little bit more consistently, a little bit better.
What do you tell the guys, the 5th, the 6th-year players who came back to be in this position and not, I guess, be less than optimistic, if I can say that, about where they are right now as opposed to where they thought they would be?
Yeah.
Given all the experience that was coming back.
For sure. I think just being as honest as possible. I don't think that, framing it negative or positive, impacts me as much as just being honest. Like, this is where we are. We're at the A10 tournament, with an opportunity to play, one team. The first team will be a team that we've played this year and beaten. The second team, would be a team that's beaten us twice, that we lost to in a great game here. The third team, now it gets bigger. But I just think it's just honest and as plain as possible, to go attack it and play as hard as we can.
Can I get a Count Sky report of the potential matchup
Sure.
you have coming into Thursday?
Sure. So, Rhode Island, obviously just really, really huge. They have great defensive numbers. The Martin Twins are a big issue for everybody. Jeremy Shepard, Richmond product, is a really good player, savvy, can score in different ways. When we played them, having watched our games a couple of times, watched our game at Rhode Island, they were very good. I think they were 12-5 and playing well. And I think they beat Davidson after they played us, but they had they're a good team. They haven't played as well down the stretch, but a good team. Duquesne has played really well down the stretch. They took George Washington to triple overtime. A sign of a team that hasn't quit, even though they're in last place. And young guys, and when they do play well, they do shoot the ball really well, and so always dangerous. So I think the game's tomorrow at 3:30. We'll have a chance to be there and scout in person, and then from that time on, we'll get ready for whoever we're playing.